Is 8:23 on the morning roundup with our community conversation brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center, delivering exceptional personalized health care with compassion. Joining me alongside in the bullpen, we have the casual Mr. Sheriff Ryan Shawver joining us from Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office. Ryan, thanks for joining me this morning.
It's like casual Monday, so it means President's Day.
Yeah.
It's a holiday for us in the courthouse, so we kind of follow the courthouse schedule. I'm still kind of out and about. I'm just not in uniform today, be doing some things here and there, but technically it is a holiday for us. So if you go to the courthouse and it's not open, that's why.
Gotcha. Well, of course, happy President's Day, of
Absolutely.
course. That's a big one here for us today. And, of course, getting into more stuff as we're continuing on with the cold winter temps that are up ahead here. And I know with a lot of the snowfall that's been coming down here, some of us having that itch to get on our winter coats and stuff and head out on the snowmobiles.
The ice fishing, I'm sure, is very popular right now. But I did see on the Chickasaw Snow Riders Facebook page that the trails are currently closed. I think they were open for a while. The groomer got out there a little bit maybe, but that wind picked up and just doesn't make the trails rideable for good conditions. So there's still some snow out there, but people will be out and about, I'm sure, on their snowmobiles. If I had one, I know I'd be itching to get out there. But respect those trails and those landowners that allow the trail systems to be run on their property, because if without the landowners and allowing those trails to be out there, we wouldn't be able to have those awesome trails that the snow riders provide for us. But if you can be out there, be cautious in those road ditches, those culverts, those things, maybe marked, but not able to see them now because of the drifting snow in there. And bundle up, let somebody know where you're going. If you can have a cell phone to take it with you, make sure it stays warm, because if it gets cold, the cell phone's not going to work. It's going to shut off. So keep those things in mind and make sure those sleds are registered with the recorder's office accordingly, so you've got the right licensing on them.
So with those trails, of course, being closed in those areas, there might be a good idea to kind of brush up on some of your mapping of the areas where there are trails, landowners having those open to certain areas, just kind of a refresher.
Yeah. The snow riders have a great mapping system. Y'all have great sponsors that allow them to put that nice map out there. The trails are well marked. Just be respectful, and it's a good time to look at those maps, know where you're going, because over the years the trails have changed just a little bit. I used to ride a lot, not so much anymore, but so they have changed a little bit. So just be respectful and be cautious of where those trails are going.
After watching some episodes of Yellowstone, the last thing you want to do is trespass on some landowner. Next thing you know, you got a shotgun right in front of you.
Exactly.
Sheriff Ryan Shawver joining us here from Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office on 95.1 The Bull. I know one thing you definitely wanted to let us know here is about in population, something related to
our inmate population. So something we haven't really touched on here in our monthly discussions is just kind of give people an update of where we're at with our jail facility and how things are operating, how we're operating. So over the last year, we've been operating kind of like a 24-hour holding facility. We are still licensed by the state of Iowa as a full holding facility, but we had that jail discussion talk about building something new or renovating our current location years ago. It's still being talked about. I want people to understand that that's still out there, still being discussed. We just want to make sure that the funding might be there, utilize some other funding aspects like those tax increment finance dollars that those wind turbines provided the county. So we're looking at a lot of different options. So that the discussion's still there. It's just kind of been tabled for right now. So we want to see do we need a full jail holding facility? Do we need a 24-hour holding facility? What would that look like? In our inmate population, when we did the study, kind of leaning towards maybe we could utilize a 24-hour holding facility, and then anybody that stays longer, we farm out to our neighboring counties. Floyd County takes a lot for us, Wenatchee County, Fayette. Those are some counties that really help us out in those areas because they've got those facilities with the correct classification of inmates, so which is very, very important. So it's been working out well. Our population last year, over a year period, was about 223 inmates, so about a little over half an inmate a day. But those can go in waves. We can't determine or have a crystal ball to tell us how many we're going to have and what those charges are going to be and how long they're going to be in there. So it's been working out well. Currently, we've got 5 sitting in there. One is here serving some time. Others are farmed out to different locations. Our neighboring counties, 2 are waiting openings in prison. One's waiting for a spot in the residential facility, and one's awaiting trial and further proceedings. So there's just a lot of different ranges, and a lot of it can be attributed to our county attorney, who's gets these things moving along quickly and is firm and fair and consistent. Doesn't let people off, doesn't give deals. There's deals made, of course there is. There's just like with anything, but people are being held accountable for the alleged crimes that they're being alleged to have committed, so or convicted of. So I just kind of want to let people know that's where we're at. We still have to take care of them. One has to go to the clinic today, so our jail staff and our deputies are handling those kind of things still. So just because we're operating like that doesn't mean we don't need the current staffing levels that we have. Had we have them here, we'd probably need more just to make sure that the safety of the inmates and to reduce the liability for the county.
So if someone would like to maybe speak up about, the situation, kind of join forces with you and kind of maybe getting the ball rolling again, what would you recommend? Maybe go to one of the city council meetings, something
You mean
like
the board supervisor meetings?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the board understands that we do have a need here. It's just we need to be responsible to the taxpayers out there. Is this the best direction we're going to go right now? So, like I said, the discussion's still being had. It's not thrown away. It's not, no, we're not going to do this. We just want to make sure, as supervisors, their job is to make sure the tax dollars are spent appropriately and fiscally responsible, as well as my job as your elected official to make sure those dollars are being spent correctly as well. So, no, it's still being talked about. You want to come have a discussion with me? My office is always open. Come to the office, call 641-394-3121. I'll talk to you on the phone and let you know kind of where things are at and what direction we're looking at going. So no, it's still being talked about. It's just kind of being tabled for right now because we want to make sure that we've got the appropriate dollars coming in and maybe reduce any tax burden on the taxpayers that we can.
And if anything, just shoot the breeze with you, have a cup of coffee.
Absolutely. Donuts too. Don't forget the donuts. Everyone loves donuts.
Oh, who doesn't, right? Definitely. Give a shout out to, some of our local donut things, like Quick Star and Casey's always making some good.
Oh, and Sweets
I'm
by
a big
Kiki
fan
up here. Absolutely.
I'm a big fan of the apple fritters myself.
I like anything.
The bigger, the better. So,
Yes.
Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver joining us here on 95.1 The Bull. Anything else you'd like to discuss today on behalf of the office?
Just as you talked about in your weather report before we got started, the extreme cold, remember those pets out there. Remember those pets and those farm animals. Make sure they've got the correct bedding. They've got shelter. Keep those waters thawed out. Make sure they got plenty of food because it gets chilly out there for them too. And an appropriate amount of shelter is the key.
And I think also probably another reminder is scammers, because it's that, especially during extreme cold winter season, you might get an occasional call saying, hey, your heating bill is overdue. I had one of those actually a couple of years ago, and it sounded too good to be true because I always pay my bills.
Yes.
There once in a while you kind of forget, but when you get a local number and you want to, like you said, gift cards and stuff like that, that sounds a little fishy.
Those scammers are good with the technology out there. They can spoof local numbers. It looks like it's coming from a local Chickasaw County number or a neighboring county number, wherever your bills might be coming from. So be cautious of that. Paying things over the phone. If nothing else, find a bill that you've got and call the number that's on there. Call that one back. Because if you call the number back that called you, they're good at that. They'll route it back to themselves. It's disgusting how good these scammers work. And it's very, very hard for agencies, even at the state and federal level, to trace these because they spoof them. They might be overseas, maybe in different countries, different states. So it's very hard. Just if it doesn't sound right, it probably isn't. If it's too good to be true, it most likely is.
And also keep in mind, a lot of these local utility companies now, they're doing with the auto pay, less on the paper and stuff. And you could also pay on your app. So there's really no reason why you get this very suspicious phone call that, hey, you haven't been paying your bills in like 3 or 6 months.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Very good.
We like to be on top of things here in Northeast Iowa. More information, Ryan, on all the stuff we discussed. General questions, information. Again, how can we get in touch with you?
Go to the county website, chickasawcounty.iowa.gov, and go down departments, click on sheriff. That gets our information out there. Our administration line, 641-394-3121. If you do call that now, you'll notice we kind of got an automated system there. If you want the records department, civil questions, you push 1, and if you want to talk to our have a non-emergency situation, you want to report to our dispatch center, you press 2. So it's a little bit different, but it helps streamline those calls and gets the calls to the right person a little faster. It might not seem like it is, but it really is. But again, if you have an emergency, 911 is the number you want to call for sure. And then email me, call me. I will take anybody's call at any time, or call you back if I'm not available.
Yeah, except for today, you're going to enjoy the day off a little bit.
But if I check my email religiously, and if there's a call, if somebody comes in, they'll forward it to me. And if I can, I'll give you a call back as soon as I can.
Okay, we'll let you kick back, relax here on the day off, and then back to work the next day.
Absolutely.
So, Ryan, thanks a lot for joining us on behalf of Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office. And you have a great day. Enjoy it.
Thank you. You guys as well. Stay warm out there.
You bet. Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver here on the Morning Roundup 95.1 The Bull, brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center on 95.1 The Bull.